A very opulent office chamber. A large oak desk. Bookshelves line the walls. An expensive decanter of scotch is left open, the smell wafting into the air. An enormous glass window with curtains drawn back behind the large oak desk. Outside the window, there are dark clouds and rain smattering down on a beautiful garden courtyard. 2 figures sit behind the large oak desk. A small hooded lamp shines away and their faces are covered in darkness. A large bestial form stands on the other side of the desk. Arms like tree trunks. Skin as grey as the clouded sky. Wearing black leather pants. A striped tan-coloured singlet. A tattoo of an anchor is marked upon the right forearm. A large fin erupts out of his back. He has the head of a great white shark. His black beady eyes focusing on the 2 shrouded figures. The man speaks. We want you to find our boy, Theodore. The woman speaks. It seems he's gone and done some rather foolish things, and we need you to bring him back home. The man speaks. He'll trust you. You two have such history. The woman speaks. He'll trust you for sure. Theodore. He always loved you. The man speaks. I know you haven't been his babysitter for a long time now. I understand you used to hunt bounties. The woman speaks. It would be an easy task for someone as talented as you. The man speaks. You know how generous we can be. The woman speaks. So what do you say? You get our boy back here safely for us? The large shark man walks towards one of the walls, unhooks a painting frame from it. The painting is of the shark man and Teddy on a seesaw, both of them smiling big toothy grins. The painting is dated earlier this year. The shark man's black, beady eyes blink away a sadness. He nods at the shadowy figures, and he walks out to the back of the room.
Episode 7, Skyrockets in Flight, or Everyone Wants to Go to Heaven, but No One Wants to Dice.
So, where we were last time, you had just relieved Luskan of his head. Some of the more active students...
What a relief.
Yeah, exactly.
It was too beautiful.
Some of the more active students of the host tower of the arcane heard the loud commotion of fighting and death and pain, busted into Luskan's office and saw you there decapitating their professor. They then decided to eject you out of the host tower of the arcane, out of a nearby window. You fell.
Sounds like us.
Luckily, thank Christ, or Timora, you had Gage with you, who cast Slowfall, which was then immediately dispelled. You tried it again and summoned a demon.
Yeah, that's right. That was the last thing, eh?
You are now softly gliding down the side of a large tower. So Gage, Joe, Teddy, and Dory are all there, falling very, very gently, 60 feet around. And there is also an enormous demonic figure floating down with you right now. I will describe it momentarily. Yeah. Just wanted to set the scene. So you're in no danger of plummeting to your death, but you're about to be, what's the word? Eaten? Yeah, eaten.
So the feather fall took the second time, also summoned a demon.
Correct.
Right on.
Yeah. And there was a chance that Gage could have, it could have been friendly, but that didn't fly.
Mm.
Neither did you.
Well, not
okay.
yet. We haven't talked to him yet.
Enormous black wings basically create a cocoon as this demon is summoned from Gage's pocket watch. The wings unfurl. These are bigger than Teddy, each one larger than him. They unfurl to catch the air beneath him as they expand out. and this enormous bird with razor-sharp teeth and black beady eyes, the neck avian-like swoons around and looks at all three of you, and then you see a disgusting purple tongue lick the beak in hunger. Large talons erupt out, and it screeches. And we don't have an initiative, so let's roll one.
Oh, boy. That's a 3 for me.
Thank you. We'll be on the ground before it's your go.
21.
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. How high are we off the ground at this point?
You are narratively high off the ground. It is a Wile E. Coyote fall down. It is ages and ages and ages, and it is far off in the distance, but your slow fall will last that long. If you survive. So you are just descending. You can't actually move now.
And how close or far away from each other? Because I think you were air swimming towards
the lake. Yes.
Yes. So in order, I think that Gage and Teddy are nearby each other. I'd probably say 5 to 10 feet away. Dory is on his lonesome.
Well, I thought I grabbed onto Dory before Featherfall happened.
I trust you in that one then. So you guys are all as close as you need to be. Teddy has got the dwarf Dory and Gage, football style or nearby.
Well, I think originally I grabbed onto him to try and slow my fall.
Yeah, that's
but now we're probably
yeah. And Gage is
skydiving.
It's like an accidental hug.
And Joe is out by himself, probably about 20 feet away from you guys.
That's awful news.
Yeah. But it's Teddy's go first. What would you like to do? So this bird, for you guys, it looks like this. And for those playing at home, it's a vrock. Monster Manual, page 64.
Looks like a naughty boy.
It's a naughty boy, and it looks like it wants to eat you. It specifically is interested in the football shape that is Gage.
Oh.
So, what do you want to do? Teddy, you're up. And you there's no long rest, so anything that you've suffered, you still are suffering.
Yeah. Gage, what's... Why?
Oh, can't help you there.
Well, this is a surprise. Excuse me, Mr. Demon. Fuck, I'll just hit him. You're scary. You're very scary. I'm gonna whack at him. Let's whack at him. I'm not whacking him off.
Nobody was thinking that.
Nobody was thinking that.
Oh,
just in case.
Although.
You don't know who's listening. 15?
Just hits.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. That does... I just rolled an 8, so that does 10... Should do 10 damage.
Excellent. So this bird appears. It gives you a couple of claws. You get nothing from Gage as to what, when, where, or why. And then you just bonk it on the head with your cane. And you see its little beady eyes sort of reel back. It sort of spirals a little bit, catches itself, and then keeps flapping nearby, eyeing you all off, which makes it Dory's turn. Dory can't reach it in the traditional sense. So what she's going to do is she pulls a little pellet and throws a pellet at it. The pellet soars through the air and into the darkness, down into the darkness.
You just called Dory a she again, I think.
Oh, you know what? She's a girl now.
I love that. Yeah, we don't know.
No.
I think we already went through this. We don't know what
Dory is
like,
Dory is male.
Feels.
Yeah, what he or she, yes. But Dory, the male, throws a small little pellet from his belt and completely misses the bird. Joe, what would you like to do?
Am I being covered by Featherfall?
Yes, totally.
Can I shoot my spear, my luckiest spear, at the demon?
You want to throw it, or you want to activate its little...
I think I want to throw it.
Okay.
I think, because I don't want to hurt these guys that are near it.
No, that's fine.
Can you remind us what the activated ability is?
It's a Rod of Wonder.
Can I throw it and do it?
No, you got to pick one.
So there's a chance it could be an AoE thing.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like lifted straight from the book, a Rod of Wonder. A Rod or a Wand of Wonder, I can't remember.
I'm going to try the spell first, and if that goes terribly, I'm just going to throw it.
Do it. So you roll a D100. Like, you basically point the spear towards it, you click the
Shake it.
I don't know button,
Yeah.
and then something happens.
I love it. 55. I cast darkness.
On it,
I guess, yeah. I was definitely pointing it at the big scary demon, clicking my button.
all right, it's nighttime. The moon is out, shining brightly, but this black bird on the inky black background of nighttime, it's hard to see to begin with. And then just a perfectly spherical darkness orb just erupts around it, and you can tell where this thing is because the orb seems to move with it, but you can't see the actual bird itself.
No, so that's going to make it a little harder to throw like a spear at it.
It's going to make it
see it.
or see it. It's going to make it incredibly difficult for anyone to be able to see it at all.
I lock eyes with Gage and Teddy and sort of give like a my bad sort of shrug, just like,
Excellent. All right. The sphere of darkness starts to jitter erratically, and then it envelops Gage. Hey, is slow full concentration?
No, it's not concentration.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Okay, Gage. You get enveloped in darkness. Do you have dark vision?
I believe so, yeah.
Now, is it a magical dark vision? Or is it just your regular run-of-the-mill, no-manese dark vision? Yeah, that's not going to do shit for you. You take... basically, you can't see inside this sphere, but in an instant, you are being raked with black obsidian claws, and a beak pierces into you, and you take 18 piercing damage from this demonic thing just clawing at you like a demonic fiend. It then flaps back and away from you. You reckon that you could take a swing at this guy if you wanted. It would be a blind swing, but you could do it as an opportunity melee attack.
Right. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Roll it up. Disadvantage.
9?
That is... no.
Oh, wait. Would that be my strength modifier? Yeah. Okay. Then 1.
Oh.
So, no.
You miss. You whip the air, but you then the scene of the moonlight, the host tower of the arcane, and Luskan reappears as this black orb moves away from you and starts heading towards Joe. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
I guess I'll try. I'm pretty tapped for spells.
Yeah, I know.
So
maybe you should use that pocket watch.
Maybe I should.
What could possibly go wrong again?
You tempt me.
We love it.
Summon more demons.
So, does it feel like this demon can understand me? Or like, do I know anything about that? Like, it just seems to screech, right? So,
it did not speak a language in its screeching.
Yeah.
It's obviously speaking some kind of screech common. And I don't know how much Gage knows about demons.
Yeah.
You can...
Would it be undercommon?
It is not undercommon. If you've got some pretty absurd languages, I'll let it fly, but...
All right. I'm going to try to cast...
Make sure if you read it, if it says a creature you can see, you cannot see it.
True.
It doesn't say that you can see currently.
Oh, jeez.
You know,
so like
general vicinity,
like a creature you can imagine.
Well, no, I mean you can't see a unicorn, but you could. You know, a horse is a animal that you could see.
But you could target it. You could target it with like a ray of sickness. Is that what you're saying? You could target.
Oh, gives me an idea.
Yeah.
Magic missile.
I love it.
How would that go?
It automatically hits. Yeah. I can't take that away from you.
Hey-o. Well, I don't have slots for it, so
you're going to have to use your pocket watch to do it? All right, well, roll me that d20. Let's get the wild magic table out again.
15.
That's good. You've used it a few times today, haven't you?
Yeah. I've used it quite a few. Like at least 3, I think. All
right, D100.
Yeah. 38.
I like the sound of that.
All right. Just like the demon appearing... Joe and Teddy, after the the sphere of darkness is moved towards you, Gage just blinks out of existence. These magic missiles shoot out of him and do a certain amount of damage, but you cannot see him anymore. Gage, you're still there, completely invisible and silent. You cannot be seen or make any noise.
Well, that works for me.
Joe, did you turn it into a big ball? A big black ball?
No, that's not me. Where's Gage? Is he okay?
Dory pipes up and says, I think we've got bigger problems.
I did 11 force damage.
Excellent.
So we're still plummeting.
Yes, like a slow plummet, but a plummet nonetheless. Gage, you can't move. Do you have a bonus action for me?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no dramas. Teddy, you back up.
I guess I can't see Gage.
Nope, he's
somewhere
disappeared.
he's just gone.
He's just gone. There's nothing. And you can't hear...
Actually, is it like when you try and look something but your eyes just fall away from it?
No, like where he was is now what would be behind him.
Whoa. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Bit slow on the uptake.
He's deep in the wrong way.
Yeah, I've gone too method. Well, that's a worry. Maybe I'll. I kind of just want to go back to hugging the dwarf
All right.
and crying.
You want to hug the dwarf and cry?
Yeah.
Okay. You successfully do both of those things.
Yay!
It's Dory's turn. As he is embraced by Teddy, the tears come streaming down. He's sort of pulling out random things from his bag, his little satchels and bags, trying to find something, and he just grabs a handful of these pellets and hurls them towards the black sphere. And you start to hear popping, and some of them pop just outside, and you see bright flashes of light. About 6 of these things pop up, and Teddy, you were embraced around him, and you see that he's basically grabbed a bag of little marbles and just hurled them into the black sphere, like completely recklessly using all of his ammunition to just try and hit this thing. The black sphere that is the Vrock, the large demonic bird, just stops in place. You can see it sort of like slowly undulating up and down, but it's not moving towards Teddy anymore. Joe, sorry, moving towards Joe. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
Whew. Can I...
Teddy's not crying anymore. He's very happy about it.
Yes,
He's
yes.
very excited.
There was the equivalent of a little light show.
Do I still feel like I'm feather falling?
Yes, you're still feather falling.
What's around me? What can I see?
Okay.
Towards the ground, yeah.
Directly in front of you is the large black sphere that is this bird. Mm-hmm. Behind that is the host tower of the arcane. All of its many levels, a couple of windows where you can see light streaming out of. Below that is the island that the host tower is on. Directly below you is a shoreline, and just behind you is the River Mirrah.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Behind that is a bridge. And then to either left and right, you've got large land masses that make up Luskan in itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you need directions to anywhere? And
no.
Your map is flapping wildly in the wind.
Trying to...
So if I'm here...
Yeah, looking down at the thing, like, past the... We must be... So the host of the arcane should be just... Oh, there it is.
Oh, I can see it from here.
Can I look? I want to make like an improvised harpoon with my lucky spear. So if I have like rope or anything.
Yeah, I remember you have rope.
Yeah, did I already attach that to the end of my spear?
No, you didn't. I remember you had some rope because you need it right now, but I don't recall you ever tying it to your spear. So you'd have to do that.
Yeah, please.
That's going to take some time though. Now remember,
that's okay. That's okay.
Your lucky spear, if you throw it and you flip the heads, it comes back to you.
Yeah, but I'm more like, I want to either like hit like the beast in front of me and be able to like pull myself towards it, or vice versa. Or even if I could throw my spear on like, you know,
the host tower.
Yeah, or something like that, and also try and stop myself. But I don't know how far away the tower is.
You do know that Teddy's cane acts as a grappling hook, which he could Batman to the tower, and you're only 20 feet from him. So if you were able to throw your spear at Teddy, pull yourself in that way, like you're whale hunting, and then he could grapple.
try and grapple it around your leg or something, not just through it.
Oh, it would have to pierce into his supple body. Yeah, you'd have to really get him.
Interesting.
But there is, if you tied a rope around this, you'd be able to use it to harpoon as well. So you want to use your action, tying the rope off in a nice little way. Yes, you successfully do that.
Correct.
Now, you're a fighter. Fighters have action surge, which allows them to take an extra action.
Yes. How do I forget that every single week? I would like to use my action surge and throw the spear if I can.
At who? At whom? Sorry, here are your targets.
Yes.
Doing Teddy, that's like a supple target because there's two bodies bound together.
What's our relationship to Dory again?
You met him tonight.
Okay, cool.
He asked you, hey, come join my weird tech faction.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kill this mage, and also here's a key to my pirate ship.
Yeah, I can't aim for him.
Yes, you can. He's within range.
He's too valuable.
And then also, but the bird you have less of an affiliation with. You also met the bird tonight, but he hasn't asked you to join his demon faction. He hasn't given you any keys.
The bird being the demon?
The demon is a bird.
Yeah.
Demon birdman. Or demon bird.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a big ball of blackness.
You would be shooting at disadvantage or hurling at disadvantage.
I would like to hurl at disadvantage.
Yes, roll it up.
Isn't he shiny now?
No. He's not shiny. You cannot pierce a darkness spell like that. He is, however, under another status effect.
Interesting.
I can tell you I rolled a 1.
You
son of a...
You throw the spear directly into the sphere, and it just whiffs straight down. And like many attempts at fishing, you just see it dangle uselessly below you as you pull it up.
Yep.
It's the bird's turn. You see the sphere kind of undulate, but it doesn't move at all. It just kind of shakes a little bit, and out of it, you see these black spores just shoot out in every direction, up and down.
I'm sorry.
I'd like everybody, including Gage, who is still technically there, to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, you're good.
15 for Joe.
Yes.
20 for Teddy.
13 for Gage.
Dory breathes all of these black spores in, and you can hear him start like and coughs them out, and he takes some damage.
Can I try and Heimlich him while I'm hugging him?
You can roll. You can roll me either a medicine or an athletics check real quick. Gage, you also take 5 damage of a poison variety.
Athletics.
You were also poisoned, meaning you have disadvantage on all attack rolls. And sorry, Teddy, what were you?
I rolled a 14 athletics.
Athletics? Yeah. You basically heave it out, and like you hear him cough up a huge lungful of air. He's going to have advantage on his saving throw for the poison.
Nice.
Okay. Bird just went, Gage, it's your turn. You cough, and it makes no sound.
Oh.
Yes. Whatever.
What do I see around me, by the way? Can I see everyone fine? I don't feel any different?
You don't feel any different at all. All you know is that when you cough, it makes no sound. You can still see everybody. You can see the black sphere. Joe's spear is dangling nobblingly below him. Teddy is lovingly caressing a spluttering and coughing Dory, and the host tower of the Arcane is slowly being pulled up next to you.
I'm not feeling too great, my friends.
No one hears that.
Oh. Hello? Is this thing on? I'll cast Magic Missile again.
Perfect.
With my
well, okay, good thing I kept that
pocket
table
watch
out.
that's going to fucking doom us all.
Yes.
16.
78. 10 damage.
Gage.
Yes.
All right. You from where Gage was, you see 3 more of these little shining darts just appear and lance into the giant black orb. Can you make a wisdom saving throw against your own spell DC?
3.
All right. No one sees this, obviously, because he's completely invisible and silent. Exactly. But Gage, your little knobbly hands just start extending out, and they turn black and hairy, and then 4 more of them appear on your abdomen. Not 4 more. There'd only be 2 more on the abdomen there, and your legs also do it. Your vision turns from forward 2 eyes to a glassy, multifaceted style of 360-degree vision. And
I'm Spider Gnome.
And your butt just gets real fucking big, like thick, 2 C's big, and you have like an unearthly urge to eat flies.
Wow.
And you are now a giant spider.
A giant invisible spider.
A giant, silent, invisible spider, which I think is a lot of people's nightmare.
I'm sort of glad that. No,
and can you make a saving throw for the poison? Oh, you know what? You're a fucking spider.
I'm poisonous.
Your poison is now part of you. Teddy, you're back up. You've got Dory. He's been thoroughly Heimlicked, and you can see this orb is moving again towards Joe. Oh wait,
so the orb is
just a black orb.
It's like centered on the demon.
Yeah, like this orb is moving about.
Yeah.
And seems to be turning Gage invisible or eating him possibly.
I miss Gage.
He was fun. Remember when he wasn't a giant spider?
What? Who said that? I'm probably not in whacking distance, am I?
Not anymore.
What if I just shoot my grappling hook into the orb?
Yep, you can't see, so it'll be a disadvantage, but I'll definitely let you do it.
All right, let's do it. I'll use. Ooh. 10.
10?
Total.
That's not good enough. But it doesn't get tangled up in the spear.
That would work too.
That could work. You do see this grappling hook shoots out a little bolt. It flings uselessly into the ground, and then quick as anything, you can press the button and retract it to try again.
Wait.
Dory sees what you're trying to do, and he joins in.
Cool.
He was not aiming for the bird. He was actually aiming for Joe to drag him over. He thought that's what you were doing because you whiffed it. And he has a little handheld grapple gun as well that he shoots out, and it just flies by as well, and it zips up back into his gun also. Joe, what do you got for me?
We're like a bunch of spiders in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and spear my spear at this creature again.
Yep, perfect.
But this time I'd like to aim for the dead center of...
Oh, you weren't aiming for that before?
I mean, I guess I was. I just can't.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Yeah, that's why he missed. He wasn't aiming there.
Yeah. So
all right, roll it up.
Disadvantage.
It's still disadvantage, yes. I can't take that away.
Oh.
Rolled another natural 1.
It's all right. There's double 20s.
You see...
Paying for it.
Rope breaks.
And you stab yourself.
Gage, with the 360 view you have now with these enormous orb-like eyes, you can just see ropes flying through the air. It looks like a Cirque du Soleil performance gone horrifically wrong. And at this instance, you see the large black sphere. Does darkness have a time limit on it? Does it just say cast darkness? I'll look it up, but I just want to know, like...
You cast darkness,
okay.
Full stop. So I'm assuming just forever.
Yeah, great. The black sphere envelops you, Joe. What's your AC again?
Oh, it's super high. It's like 15.
Yeah. You can't share the experience, but you know what Gage went through when all of these obsidian talons and a beak pierce into your body and just scratch down.
That's smart.
You are going to take 19 damage.
As you had not said that.
As you are rendered by claw and beak. What does that take you to?
So,
well, technically, like I've only got 19 hit points, but I've got relentless endurance, which when I would drop to 0 HP,
you drop to 1.
1 instead.
Yes, you do.
So
you're on 1 HP.
I give the bird like my own 2, like,
and you're bleeding out profusely.
Oh yeah, that's me.
You might have to make a concentration check because it's concentration and up to 10 minutes. Is it concentration if it's?
I haven't been concentrating on it at all.
Wonder? Maybe it's not.
No,
because it's wonder, right?
No, actually. You are right. You would not. It would not be concentrate. I don't think.
My spear being concentrating on it. Or...
But it is up to 10 minutes. That's crazy.
Oh dear.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Can you flip a coin for me?
Can I?
Can you? Jesus. Is it heads?
That's incredible.
It is not.
Okay. The darkness spell continues. Gage. Oh, actually, as it sees your lifeless corpse sort of float there, and then you bring yourself back up, the bird has already started to move away towards Teddy and Dory. So you also get an attack of opportunity, like trying to stab it in the back if you want.
Yes, please.
All right.
Do I have any weapons that I can just go for it with? Just
Spear. Yeah.
Still got my spear.
Shank.
Yes, I would love to do that.
All right, roll it up.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
All right. 15 and 18.
Hey, you hit.
15.
You hit.
All right. Plus fucking like 6. I think no, plus 4.
Your spear is also a D8 instead of a D6.
7 damage.
7 damage. Perfect. All right.
7.
You lance as it goes away, and you hear a shriek of "Caw!" And it flies towards you, Teddy and Dory, making it most of the way there, but not enveloping you in darkness because of narrative reasons.
I know I just stabbed it as it went through. Am I able to like hold on to the rope? I know I only got 1 HP, but is it like, is my spear in the creature now, or?
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Ooh. 13.
So. Not enough to wedge the spear into a joint and grab on, unfortunately. Okay, Gage, you're a giant spider. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try floating my big old spider ass toward the rock.
Yeah.
And try to bite it.
How are you floating towards it? Like are you
just like flailing around my legs a little? Like
okay. You have the knowledge of the giant spider, and you know that some of your smaller kin will release a stream of web and let that get caught on the wind to fly. Ooh. And you reckon that you could probably create some kind of web-like sail for yourself.
Totally.
All right. Can you roll me this is the spider's stats, a survival check. Does it have survival in it? What's his wisdom?
It's 0 wisdom.
Okay, let's roll it up. 3. You make a sweater instead. Okay, now you can roll me an acrobatics check at not advantage.
So 10.
Okay, you can't make it to him, but you close the gap by about 10 feet by just sort of swimming with your little spider legs.
I've got blind sight up to 10 feet.
Yes.
Does that make me see him?
Yes.
Nice, so I can see it.
Yes.
Now? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how it works, but at blindside, if it's what I can remember, yeah, you can. You can see through the darkness. You don't perceive the world based on sight. Mm-hmm. It might be tremors, but fuck it. You're a space spider. A flying spider.
I'll try to wink.
Yep.
It's on my eyes.
You wink. You successfully do that. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Teddy.
So we're not currently enveloped in the...
Oh no! Let's say it made it to you, but it's not. It hasn't attacked. So it's something like you were enveloped in darkness, and you know that it's nearby.
I guess I'll just flail into the darkness, and I know where Dory is because Dory.
Yeah, not doorway either. So you're just gonna
holding Dory, so I know where he is. So I'm not gonna hit him.
Yep.
Ideally.
Yep. No, that should be very easy.
I'm going to flail into the darkness to try and hit this scary motherfucker.
Too easy. Roll it up.
No, it's, that's not going to hit.
Too easy. But you got your bonus attack?
I rolled a 3.
You just keep flailing this cane around?
Let's do it. Okay, that might do it. Yeah, that should be... Oh, that's like 18.
Yes, you've got him.
Huzzah!
All right, roll up some damage.
All right. 7 damage.
All right. For obvious reasons that we'll become aware very soon, I'm changing the initiative order a little bit. Dory's just going to wait until Joe. It's your turn.
I mean, I really don't have any new ideas. Am I like conscious? Can I still?
Yeah. You have
okay.
1 HP. Instead of dying, you just powered through this scraping and beaking.
Awesome.
And this thing is 20 feet away, and you can hear it clawing. And you just heard a big thwack of very familiar to when Teddy was beating up prison guards.
I'm going to try again with my spear and drag myself over to the creature.
All right, roll it up.
Blackness is still enveloped the darkness.
Yes, at the end of your turn, I want you to flip a coin again.
8.
No.
My lowest.
No,
Yeah.
not a chance. No, the spear just lances into the air uselessly. But coin flip. Heads. Always be getting heads. Heads. The darkness disappears, and you can see that Teddy's got his cane lodged into the Vrock's head, and he pulls it apart, winking around. This bird now doesn't seem bothered by the darkness being there or not. You can see it rearing its talons up, about to claw, and this is when Dory takes his shot, pulling out a pistol, a flintlock pistol. That's something you guys have never seen before. He pulls out this little, it looks to you guys like a hand crossbow, but we're going to cut the shit. It's a gun. He pulls it out, holds it at the Vrock's, towards the Vrock, and says, "Dodge this." And the loud, like a thunderous roar comes out of this tiny little thing. Teddy, you're
Sorry, that was thunderous.
That gun's got some kick.
Teddy starts running away in the air, like Wile E. Coyote running in the air. Anthony's ears are bleeding. Sorry,
it's okay. You start Wile E. Coyoting running away as this enormous bang erupts out of this tiny little device. And you see a puff of feathers just appear out the back of this demon, but Dory has managed to clip one of its wings and completely miss it entirely. The bullet whizzes past you, Joe, and it's this tiny little orb moving at a speed you can't see, so none of this actually happened. But a projectile just takes all of the air with it past you. It's one of the most terrifying things you've ever heard.
Whoa! In the air, can I I look like I'm limboing, but I'm full on Neo in the Matrix.
You want to Matrix dodge it? Yes.
Just because I'm in the air, I may as well take advantage.
Yes. Excellent. All right. Dory having you a Wile E. Coyote running away from it, Teddy. Dory being by himself just gets absolutely wrecked with claws and beak, and you can see all his leathers just being torn away and scratched and perched at. Dory is still conscious, but is very, very worse for wear right now. And that takes us to Gage, Spider Boy.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to bite the creature again.
Are you near it now?
Was I close? I tried
on the way.
Yeah, I was on the way.
But you can see it now.
Yeah.
So do you have some kind of grappling ability that you could use?
Not spider, that'd be silly.
Yeah. Oh, giant spiders are large creatures, aren't they?
Yeah.
With a fairly easy acrobatics check, because you've just got to close the gap. There is a certainty that you might not make it, but your movement with an acrobatics check to sort of spider your way over there. Roll it up. Don't.
No. So
don't say below 10.
6.
Oh. Okay, you aren't able to get over there, but you still have your action, and I believe spiders, in particular the giant variety, have a very interesting spell they can use.
Really?
They've got web.
Oh yeah, I totally didn't see that. I'll use web.
Yes.
So is that just no disadvantage or anything?
No, yeah, you can roll your normal attack.
Right on. Come on, big. Yes. So 20.
Hot damn, yes, you get him.
Yes.
All right, what happens to him?
Needs to make a DC 12 strength check.
The Vrock makes it. Oh.
He's burst out of the web.
Yes, he. So you encase him in this sticky white substance, and the wings just bat it away, and it continues to hold its ground. Teddy.
Jeez. Well, Teddy's. Well, shit. Didn't like what he did to Dory.
No, he fucked him up.
That's not nice. You cut it out. I'm just going to try and whack him again.
The demon cuts it out.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It was all just a massive misunderstanding.
Huzzah!
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen. He
I
continues.
lower my spear.
Are you going to hit it?
Yeah, I'm just going to... I guess I'm going to run back.
Yep, you never left the square. You never left the area.
It's Looney Tunes rules. It totally works until you notice that it shouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Teddy never notices.
Right, roll both attacks, I'm assuming?
Well,
Or do
at
you
least
need-
2, I think.
Yeah, do you need your bonus for something else?
Let's use
Reckless?
Reckless.
Okay, roll it up.
Let's use Reckless.
So advantage for both attacks.
Huzzah. The first one's 19.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's 22.
Yep.
All right, let's go. So that's going to be 6 damage and 6 damage.
Excellent. All right, this thing takes 2 massive quacks. Quacks?
Teddy does quack.
Teddy, look out! It's a duck.
It's a duck now.
He takes the quacks.
Oh.
I give the quacks.
Oh, you give the quacks, he takes the quacks.
Oh, sorry.
Quack, quack, motherfucker!
Teddy, not now.
You hear it seem to say...
quack.
Oh, it seems to say... you reckon you've shattered some of its poor, weak avian bones, but it's still flying. Sorry, friend. Doy being...
But one of its wings has been clipped a little bit too, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. By a bullet.
Bullets.
Doy retaliates by trying to electrically shock this thing with his thunder gauntlets, I'm going to call them now, and does. Okay. Doy's knuckle dusters spark up. He lands a blow into the ribs of this bird. The bird zapping a little bit, taking a tiny amount of damage, but is not stunned. So, let's go to Joe.
Once again, I'm just gonna keep trying to throw my spear into Adam.
You can use the button as many times as you want.
What? I totally thought there must be like a limit or something on it. I press it like 5 times.
You press. I was like, why hasn't he pressed the button again? You can press
I
the
didn't
button.
want to be greedy.
Yeah, I'll tell you when you've used it too much.
Right. Well, I don't see one that's like cast darkness off, so I don't know how. Anyway, I pointed at him and I click it.
Yes, a lot of these spells are guided by Timora, so they can have ill or good effects depending.
Love it.
All right, roll it up. D100. Tell me what happens to the bird.
25. I cast Detect Thoughts on the target. If you didn't target a creature, you instead take 1d6 psychic damage. So I was pointing it at the thingo.
Yes.
What you thinking?
The bird cranes its neck and looks behind you, and you can hear its thoughts clear as day. I thought I killed that. I thought I killed that. Gotta eat him. Gotta eat him.
Good to know. I sort of like, shake the stick as if it's not working.
The bird also has like really conservative views.
Oh.
Like fiscally conservative views about the government right now, and is sort of worried where, like, if the world keeps going down this way, like what's going to happen to the economy, like what realistically people need to be thinking about the future and now. They can't just be focused on one or the other. Like they're not thinking long term enough, but also, you got to put bread on the table. So you get a little bit of that.
Fucking birds and their bread. I roll my eyes while I'm detecting its thoughts.
Yes. You think you've
Go read an Ayn Rand novel, I think.
You think you've also got this bird's attention again?
Oh no.
Yes. It's weird. You've never detected thoughts of a creature before, but this one, it's coming through clear as day. You're getting a really good telepathic link. And it is... Oh, it's the bird's turn.
Sweet.
It books it straight towards you.
Wait, was it detecting my thoughts while I...
Actually, it is detecting your thoughts now.
Sorry. Really hard.
The beak and the talons are coming towards you, and you hear its thoughts go through. Green food! Ah!
Can I... like how you pencil dive into an ocean?
Uh-huh.
Can I do that in an effort to like speed up my falling down?
Yes.
Excellent.
So you assume the position.
Yep, just fingers and toes pointing straight down.
Yes, and you realize that magic don't care about what position you take while falling, and you continue to descend at exactly the same rate.
Sweet.
But
I try and go head first.
Oh yeah, so you spin around a little bit.
Trying everything.
Okay, the slow fall drops and you plummet face first into some rocks. No, that doesn't happen. He's going to get eaten by a bird.
Ooh.
All right, so while you're moving around, you kind of get a choice. Would you like the claws or the beak first? Beak first. All right. This lance-like beak comes shooting towards you. How much HP did you say you had?
Just the one.
Okay. Just the one in total?
Yes.
So you don't have 10 HP?
Not me.
Okay. A large beak-like wound pierces into your chest, and you see... have you ever watched... Why would people watch crows eat the liver out of a toad?
Oh, no, I've seen that.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I thought that was just me, because that's my kink. You know?
A foxtail comes with like a bunch of extras.
Yeah, cool. You know that thing where it like pierces in and pulls out the exact organ it needs? That happens to Joe as he...
Which organ was...
Which one don't you want?
Oh,
like
which one
appendix?
don't I want? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, your appendix... Precision surgery is removed by this demonic bird. Unfortunately, no,
it was just about to burst, and so the bird
saved it. The bird saved your life.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Kind of rock and make a medicine check.
Yes. It's not great. The surgery's perfect, but the bird did not understand what he was doing or why. You go unconscious, so we'll roll in a critical roll table in a bit. You have death saving throws. Your character isn't completely destroyed.
It's all cool.
And the Vrock gobbles up your appendix. Oh. You are no longer detecting its thoughts. The last...
I don't know shit.
The last...
I don't think I'm detecting much at all.
The last thought that you got from the Vrock was, I hope I don't get his appendix. Gage, you've seen this giant bird shoot past you. Oh, shit. You know, you probably would have got a bite opportunity attacks that whiz past you at advantage because it can't see you. Let's roll that up now before your turn. It's not going to kill it. I'll tell you that right
now. 15.
Very good. You hit.
Really? Oh, that's not good. So 4 piercing damage.
Excellent.
Oh, and it must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
As you bite into it, your poison mixes with the demonic blood, and you don't know which one is more acidic, but you definitely didn't affect it.
Yeah.
But you definitely managed to grab at it with your pincers and do a little bit of damage, and then it ate your friend's appendix.
Does it take half then?
Half what?
If it didn't save?
It is completely immune to poison. Yes,
true.
Damage immunity is poison.
Yep.
Condition immunity is poisoned.
Right on. Okay. Woo! So now it's my go again?
It is your go. It's your full action go.
Okay. My web recharged.
Excellent.
I roll a d6.
Roll it up if you want to.
Yeah, I will.
Does it just... You don't have to make an attack roll, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ranged weapon attack.
Yeah, all right. At advantage, it can't see you.
Yes. Thank goodness. Yes. 22.
You hit it with this web, and now it has to make a strength saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the DC for it?
12.
Yes. Oh, perfect. As it's gobbling up, its wings are outspread and it contracts in for a flap. And as you do, web just shoots all over the back and restricts its movement entirely. Is it the restricted condition?
Yes, restrained.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
It starts to fall. It cannot fly right now. Its wings are completely encased in this webbing, and you hear it
feather falling either.
Okay. Technically, we're still in the situation because some of us need to make death saving throws. Teddy, what would you like to do?
Do we have any potions? I don't think we do.
I don't think I have any. Yeah. We've got. How do you feel about sashes?
Yeah, maybe I could look through my bag for a sash to help. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, the amount of times that we've gotten to like pretty close to death, we still never thought to go and buy some.
That's the first thing we need to do after this.
You won't do it. As a side note, you can use a DC 10 medicine check to stabilize a dying creature.
Oh, yeah.
You just need to get over that. Can a giant spider use medicine? These are the questions I ask myself.
Yes, you've got so much more dexterity.
Yeah.
That's true. You could
Antitoxins.
and you could stitch him back together with your web. Oh, yeah totally. You know what? Bonuses.
My wounds are all sticky. And,
just laid my eggs in you.
The instincts take it away. Dory, I'm going to go see how Joe is, and then I start running.
Yep.
Running through the air.
All right, make me an acrobatics check.
As fast as I can, my legs can spin. That should be pretty good. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20?
Dirty 20. 16 plus 4.
Does dirty 20 mean like it's unnatural? That's cool. I like it. I love it. That sounds like a cocktail. Hey, give me a dirty 20. Dirty 20. Yes. I like to think that Teddy's ability to affect the world is based around his belief system. So the only reason you're moving at such a pace is because you think that you can actually walk through the air. Mm-hmm. And you do. You close the gap and it's your entire action.
It's the same way I swim.
Yeah. You just kind of walk in a furious Wile E. Coyote style manner to Joe. And you get to him there. He's got a wound in his stomach. You can clearly see he's possibly missing something. I don't know how good you're used to it.
I'm gonna hold him and look into the sky, look up into the sky, and go, "Why?"
Excellent. That is your turn. So now
my eyes bulge out a little as she squeeze me.
Joe, make a death saving throw for me.
Ooh, is that just a D20?
D20. Get above a 10. Above a 10, not a 10. So it's you want to get 11 or higher.
I got an 8.
That is not above 10. You have one failure out of 3. If you get 3, I get to eat your character sheet.
Sweet.
On air.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Those of you that are invisible giant spiders that can't make any noise.
Guilty.
Looking at their current quarry can see that the bird has not been able to unweb itself. The wings furiously sort of pushing against its bindings as it plummets so quickly towards the ground. It is quickly you're quickly losing sight of it. Only your keen spider eyes can watch it from this stage. And it is now your turn.
I can't really bite it. I've lost it.
It is so far away from you.
I didn't recharge my web, so I think I'm just gonna contemplate on spidery things in my brain.
Can you give us one example of that?
How do I revert this form if I choose to?
Man,
can I?
You don't know how this pocket watch works.
Yeah.
You have no fucking clue.
Right, I'll just think about flies.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, actually, oh no, I can't use my web. I was going to say, it'd be sweet to make a little parachute for us all or something, but no. Maybe I'll just try to move my way towards.
Fuck it. Roll me survival as a giant spider. Let's see if you can make a parachute. All right. No, you don't need one, but
15.
15. You start and you're like, no, not a sweater again. And then you turn that, you sort of plug the holes up and you make a rudimentary parachute out of web. Quite quickly, your little invisible spider claws, weaving that together. Okay, Teddy.
Can I reach him out and just pat him on the back?
What is that? I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Is that your full action there?
Okay, we're back in the sun.
All right, I've rolled into the future. Joe, I need you to roll a death saving throw.
10.
Womp womp. That's 2 failures.
Shit.
Okay, Gage, you're up.
Okay. How am I?
You can get there now with your little parachute.
Yeah,
you can
sweet.
sort of use that as a sail to guide your invisible spider form on top of them.
I'll bring them all closely in, and
Okay.
I'll try to. If it is possible, I'll try to do a medicine check.
I think it's definitely possible. You guys are being coerced, being moved, altered by an invisible force, but whatever's touching you is a little bit icky, a little bit hairy, and a little bit spidery.
Just how I like it.
All right, roll a medicine check.
Well, I don't think that. I guess is that a wisdom for?
Yes.
Yeah, so 8.
That is not good enough. You start applying, you guys just see your wound starts having some white sticky substance being shot into it and then sort of like stitched up, but quite errantly and fast and quickly and unprofessionally. So
Am I like conscious for this though?
No.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
you
you're
go
cool.
hog wild.
I'll try to say in my voice, like, it's gonna be okay, guys. Look, friendship will save us. And my spider mouth probably would. Can anyone hear me?
nope,
Yeah?
no one can hear a
Okay.
goddamn thing you say.
Yeah. In spider language or
Yeah.
You're a phantom
common.
spider.
Teddy,
yeah.
what would you like to do?
Just need a nap. Teddy just needs a nap now.
All right. Teddy falls asleep. You are in luck. You're Teddy, as you're dozing off after your little panic attack, you feel something wrap around your leg and then pull like quite abruptly at it. But luckily you're all being encased in spider limbs, and Dory then begins to climb over your body and look at Joe.
Oh, that's hot.
Fuck. Okay. Dory manages to look over, pulls out something from a satchel, wipes the spider ichor / webbing away, plunge a little needle-like gun into your wound,
Oh, it never ends.
and then pulls a trigger, and you see a sort of a reddish foam just fill up the wound and instantly solidify around it. You are now stabilized but unconscious. Okay. Somewhere in Luskan, we cut to a couple of kids who are sitting on the beach. They're drinking vodka from an unlabeled bottle. And you can see them going, man, like our parents just don't get it, and the other one goes like, yeah, man, like they don't even know how like hard it is to like be a kid in Luskan at like this time of like our life. And like, it's hard, man. And then a demon bird covered in spider webs falls and is completely eviscerated on the sharp rocks that create this beachfront. Both of them look at each other, look back to a bird as one of its talons, and then the bird's claw kind of Terminator style turns into a thumbs up. And then it melts away into a black ichor and falls deep below the earth. Both these teenagers look at each other, look down at the vodka. They throw it into the River Mara, stand up and go, man, we gotta rethink our life, man. Oh, jeez. And walk into the night. You guys are falling. You've got an unconscious Teddy. So.
And Joe.
And Joe. Yes. You've got a sleeping Teddy. He's sort of... Joe is completely unconscious. We'll talk about your lingering injuries when we hit ground.
I'm an invisible spider.
Yes, it takes about... so the fall is about 2 minutes in total, and it takes... no, it's less than that. It takes about 30 seconds before Gage. You become uninvisible first. So you're a giant spider. for 6 seconds. And then you turn back into Gage. Like Gage proper, bald head, old. I think you lost half of your weight recently as well. Yeah. But
you're older.
Luckily, none of your teammates saw that. You can
Is
Doy's still there.
Yeah.
You can see that he is patching himself up. He's sort of like laid down with the slow fall spell, and he's bandaging up his wounds. I'm going to see if he notices you being a giant spider. No, I rolled a 1. He is too engrossed in his own medical attention to realize that Gage has now reappeared as a giant spider and then anamorphs down into a gnome. But you're there. You're ready to go. So you've got, probably looking down, you use your giant mighty brain to realize you've got about 30 seconds of free fall left, and you're going to land on the riverbank. And you have a web parachute that you're holding onto now that you could use to guide yourself around Luskan.
Yeah, totally. How am I... So Teddy's asleep.
Teddy's having a little nap. He thought plummeting to the earth would be a good time to just get some R&R.
It's got... Yeah, it's just emotionally, draining.
No, yeah. I get it.
Business.
Refresh yourself.
After a few moments, Dory finishes patching himself up, sees you there and goes, Gage, where the bloody hell were you?
Oh, sorry. A bit of a mishap with the old pocket watch. I turned myself into a spider. You know what? That doesn't matter. How much time do you think we've got left to drift to the bottom here?
I don't know, but if we want to be over there, and you see Dory point to the dock district, the shore area. That's where my boat is, and he points back to the host tower of the arcane. I think there's alarms going off. Looking at the tower now, you can see lights are going on. There is a sort of a soft whirring sound and a lot of commotion down on the street level that you can see at the bottom of the host tower of the arcane. Sort of a rainbow of wizards' fezzes seem to be erupting out of doors and into the courtyard. What would you like to do? Jesus, is this how every fucking adventure ends? Unconsciously slow falling?
It's like those marathon runners that, their bodies give up at the end of like the just get over the line. No. That's just the...
Oh, thank Christ.
Everything's going wrong.
Yeah, I'll try to steer my web parachute.
All right.
That's where Doey indicated.
Well, what the hell roll is this? Spider roll? Roll a d20.
Foul. Double foul.
Double foul.
10?
10? Yeah, that's good enough. I don't know. I don't know. No one prepared me for this. You managed to make it to the other, you managed to guide yourself, and you reckon you're going to land on the shore closest to the dock. So you're still going to have to go through the market district to get to Dory's ship. Mm-hmm. All right. Going ahead with that?
Yeah. Yep.
A cursory glance behind you, you can see some of the wizards have taken flight and are actually flying towards you. They are too far away from you to keep up, but they are on hot pursuit right now.
Do they seem to see us?
Oh, yeah, they've got you.
Yeah. Can I know I'm like unconscious.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Could I be like, mustaches on?
Gage, you hear something from Joe's body. You go over and cradle him, even though you're like the size of his shin. And you hear him say that phrase. And you notice that his mustache has come off and is limply hanging on his upper lip.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, completely askew. Yeah, you fix it perfectly. And
I cross over.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they work like those bandanas in Red Dead Redemption 2. Put on the mustache, people are like, oh, who was that?
Yep. All right, you're dead. You're in the afterlife. It's peaceful. You have a mustache. Okay, no, that's all right. You land on the shore, and at this stage, you can see that rainbow of wizards has made it sort of halfway across the River Marar. They are moving a lot slower than you are. The fly spell, traditionally not that quick, but they are flying like only Superman can towards you. What do you do? Dorwy is pointing towards the dock like, we've got to go. Those guys are going to kill us. He hefts up. Shit.
Well,
he hefts up.
They're going to kill him. I mean, they're not going to attack an invisible spider.
He's not an invisible spider anymore.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
He wakes. He wakes Teddy up. I forgot you weren't dead. I just assumed. You get like a couple of like pats on the cheek.
Who wakes me up?
Dorwy. Hey, buddy, we gotta go. Can you carry the big fella? Or the smaller fella?
Gage, you're back!
Hey,
yay!
We're on the run again.
It's fine. Let's go! Just, okay, let's...
Yep. Drag him along the rocks. Perfect. Okay. You start running towards the docks?
Yeah.
All right. At a pace, you go through the market stalls. At this stage of night, they are completely deserted, closed up shops, a couple of vagabonds moving about. You hear a dog bark off in the distance. Teddy's ears perk up a little bit. But Dorwy encourages you on to a ship. And as you're going through the docks here, you see these beautiful, well-crafted, ocean-destroying machines. They can cut through waves, move at a pace like no other vessel on the planet. And they are large with huge masts of ornate oiled wood. And you're running across, and then there's a gap where you can see a small, dinky little ship. It's all out of proportion. You see that the main mast is enormously thick, but the sail on it is very, very small. You can see the rudder sticking out seems to be ajar and askew, and it looks incredibly low in the ocean. It looks like a big, heavy hunk of wood has just been left there. And Dory's like, this is me. Come on, let's go.
This ship?
This is us. Get on board. He's ushering you on board.
Ushering us.
Ushering you.
Like 1A and 1B.
So it's a 30-foot wide boat, 90-foot long. You can see the top deck has a steering wheel and a main sail with this bulbous, large, made of this strange material. There is a small swiveling cannon stuck onto the back of the ship. And there's latch box and sundries on the top deck, like any regular ship would have. And you can see that it definitely there's a stairs going down to a lower deck of the ship. He's ushering you on board and saying, like, we've got to go now.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
All right, you guys jump onto the boat? Mm-hmm. Perfect. He gets on, he goes to the main steering wheel, and you can see him start fiddling with weird little devices, and the ship starts to back up before the main sail has actually been dropped. It's moving incredibly slowly, though.
Okay.
At this stage, those of you
wizards doing,
they're getting there. They have just reached the dock district, and they're coming at speed towards you, flying over most of the obstacles they have. Is there anything the two of you would like to do standing on this deck? You can hear some strange sounds coming from downstairs. Like someone has just dropped a bunch of pots and pans in the kitchen.
Oh. I mean, we should be fine with our mustaches, right? Oh yeah, I better check my mustache.
Did
we have our mustaches on in the tower?
I think we did. I think possibly.
Janitor mode.
Yeah, you did. You were in janitor mode.
Okay, we'll just take my mustache off.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
And I take Joe's mustache, and I carefully put it away in its little case. And I just sit back.
The case is like violin sized, like but really well padded.
Ever so gently put it in.
Okay.
Can I go inspect the cannon at the back?
Yes, you can. It looks like a larger version of the device that Dory used to make that thunderous explosion. As you're looking it over, you see that it's got a full 360-degree swivel up and down as well. So you've got full motion on it. You could essentially fire it into the deck of the ship if you wanted. And you notice that there's a series of tubes that connect it into the lower deck. You can't see anywhere to load a crossbow bolt or anything like that. So you assume these tubes must fling some kind of bullet into it. As you're looking it over, Teddy is sort of like trying to listen downstairs, and a mote of fire shoots past his head and sizzles out on the deck. Another one shoots over your head and into the water behind you, and one of them hits Dory square in the back.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
I just rolled a 9 on the D10. Dory screams out in pain. This silhouette erupts behind him as this bolt of fire strikes him, and you see him slump over the steering wheel.
Dory, no!
There are 3 wizards standing on the dock now, and they've got their wands out, readying another volley towards you. You're just off the dock, so they physically can't get to you, but they do have fly spells. So what would you like to do?
Are we in initiative, or can we just do things?
We're in the same initiative as before.
Oh, as before?
So Teddy will start.
Right. I grab the steering wheel and do this.
All right.
I move my hands from side to side.
Okay.
like a bus.
You're just moving it side to side? Can you roll me a D100? This is a luck roll, so let's see how you do.
42.
Okay. As you're moving it side to side, you accidentally start hitting and knocking buttons, and you see the main sail is it's made of this sort of weird material. It starts to basically break apart in sections. And then it stops halfway. So the main mast itself has doubled in size, and you can see a weird sort of metal spire shooting out in the center of it. And you now notice that these buttons control things on the ship.
Ooh.
Gage. Oh, sorry. Joe.
Yay!
All right, Gage.
Oh.
Joe's still unconscious?
He is unconscious. He's stabilized.
Yeah.
It'll be at least an hour. You'll have to do something.
Okay.
You're at this cannon.
Do I know? Can I?
It's got a trigger on it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll give it a yank.
Yeah. It's just it looks like a ballista or a crossbow, but you point and shoot is probably going to do the job.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll give that a go and try to aim as close as I can to all 3.
All 3.
All the wizards.
Perfect. Roll me up an attack roll and add 6 to it.
21.
All right. Can you roll 3d10s? 13 damage.
Yeah.
The wizard in the center, with a purple fez and vest, takes this large projectile cannonball square to the chest, and you see basically viscera blows out the back of him, and you take out his entire midsection. The 2 wizard, a thunderous echo roars out of this cannon you fired, and the 2 next to them, you can see them looking at this bloodbath horror show, holding their wands out with faces of complete disgust and concern. Okay.
I'll call out, "This is canon!"
Lol, 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 lol.
I crossover.
You're the worst.
I tap out.
Okay. One of the wizards in green garb, you can hear him go, "I'm getting the fuck out of here!" And he launches off in a fly spell off back to the host terror of the arcane. The other one in red yells, "You coward!" And he conjures a mighty fireball, launching it at the deck of the ship. I would like Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
I would like Gage. No, you're at other ends of the ship. All right, I gotta decide where it goes. Please hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Gage, the cannon. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh! A natural one.
Natural one? Okay. Fireballs.
See you guys.
What's Fireball again?
This is Teddy by himself.
Is it 46 or 66?
Fireball. That's third level?
Yeah, third level.
Oh,
you've only got 5 HP left, right?
8d6.
I
can't not die.
You can't not die. Your entire body is just engulfed in flame. If you had any hair, it's gone. Oh, wait, I might fucking instantly kill. No, I can't kill you. Hang on.
No.
35? Yeah.
I need to do 35 damage. I have not done 35 damage.
Thank God.
I did 30.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, I rolled pretty low on the first bunch, but it is just a wipeout entirely. All right, there is one of these red mages standing on the dock after just completely eviscerating your artillery. You're standing there just having seen Gage erupt, and you've got these buttons in front of you. Dory slumped down on the ground next to you. Teddy, big play. What do you want to do?
Teddy's brain just breaks, I think. It's just
okay.
It's just everything. Everything.
Yep.
Reality is different now.
So we're going to yeah.
Just begins rejecting reality.
Well, no, he doesn't lie down and have a nap. I guess. Well, let's see. Can Teddy wants to consult, just instinctively consult the brains and try and see if he has an idea of how to use any of this stuff.
Roll an investigation. Yeah. You now have proficiency in investigation.
Woohoo!
Just for this roll. I'll explain it later.
Okay. So it's -1 now.
No. What's your int?
Intelligence.
Oh my god, your int is like
3.
fucking.
6. 7, so that's a 6.
You remember 100 years ago when your clan was first fighting against the humans. They would have these machines that operated with buttons, but if you smashed them hard enough with hammer and axe, they would sometimes work.
Okay. Cool. I start doing that.
Okay, D100.
Okay. $43. It was 42 last time.
It was 42, I know. So we're slowly climbing. All right. You start mashing on these buttons and you can see that the ship starts to vibrate horrendously. You're at the back of the ship and you look behind you and the ocean starts to glow a very, very bright color.
Interesting.
That's your turn. Ooh. Another mote of fire. How much HP do you have? Are you not on fucking 1, are you?
No.
Okay, good. Mote of fire lances over and scores you in the arm and does 6 damage to you.
Okay.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Are you rolling a D100 again to try and keep smashing these buttons?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Was it 6 damage?
Yeah, just 6 damage. Well, how much HP are you on? Because I think...
I'm on 23 now.
Okay, cool. So I might kill you.
Here we go.
Oh, actually, Gage, can you make a death saving throw for me?
Yeah. Here we go.
5. It's a fail.
Fail.
Teddy's got like mascara running down his cheeks, but he just never wears this mascara. I don't know what it's from. 30.
30? Excellent. We're getting closer. Okay, at this stage, you see from either side these large... So the ship is quite low in the water. And you can see these large wings pop out of either side of the ship here. And then the ship starts to move forward violently towards the dock.
Towards the dock.
Towards it, because you were reversing out.
Oh.
That sound of mechanical clanking gets louder and louder, and you can see 3 gangly figures start to erupt out of the bottom of the ship. All right. What's your AC?
17.
Something, a small light burns next to you but doesn't hit you. All right. What are you doing now? Oh, death saving throw, please.
20.
Hey.
20?
2 successes?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Teddy's just in like almost not catatonic, like he can move, but yeah, he just doesn't.
Are you pressing random buttons again?
Understand what
I just,
is
yeah. I just need to know what happens next.
Does he learn anything by doing this?
No.
Back and forth.
You haven't unlocked it yet.
Here we go.
Every button seems to do a different thing each time you press it.
58.
Oh.
It's like oxygen bags dropped from the ceiling.
Okay.
Headlights go on and off.
You know how you just fell out of the host tower of the arcane? And what happened was you were going really, really fast, and then you went really, really slow. Then you went really, really fast again, and then you went really, really slow. That change in velocity happens again. You go at least 3 times the speed forward than you were currently doing. You were knocked back. The 3 gangly figures seem to be knocked prone at the force as you hit the shoreline, burst into the air. You are now heading basically perfectly towards the moon itself. The wings seem to be catching the air beneath it. These 3 sort of weird shapes are now sprawled over the deck. Gage is rolling down the deck as well. Dory is slumped against the back railing unconscious. Gage has been, Joe has been put somewhere safe, I assume. Open compartment. But you seem to be out of danger for the current moment. Gage, could you make a death saving throw?
Wait, didn't he just already do?
He got a 20. This is another round after Teddy's blowing into the air.
So another fail.
Okay. The gangly figures collect themselves. One of them gets to Gage, and you see the hands of, like, the arms are as long as the body. There seems to be a large circular bulbous torso and then a tiny little sort of like colander bowl head over the top. The legs are long, but you can actually see straight through them. It looks like they're made of tiny pins or like what's the word? Like grating. You can see through each individual leg, and the feet are long and flat. You see one of these things bring its hands up.
Clowns. Why does it have to be clowns?
You see one of these things bring its hands up over its colander-like head and then start fussing around Gage. You see another one starts running towards straight past you. And at this stage, you see it is made entirely of metal. It's made of struts on the legs. The arms seem to be these ever-changing devices going from a hand into a needle, the other hand coming out with a sponge on it, and it runs towards Dory and starts fussing about that body as well. You are traveling at 1,000,000 kilometers an hour.
How many of these things are there?
There's 3.
3.
One of them has gone to Joe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of them has gone to Gage, and one of them has gone to Dory. The one that went to Dory went at a sprint. The other 2 less urgently. You don't really know what you're doing, and you are hurtling at a 45-degree angle towards the moon right now. What would you like to do?
Teddy just resigns himself to just pressing buttons. He's getting bored. He's like,
are you going to press more buttons?
Just pressing more buttons.
Roll me up a D100.
Just beep, bop, boop, beep, bop, boop. 88.
Okay. At this situation, the steering wheel locks up. The main
You've tried an incorrect password too many times.
The main mast condenses back down into whatever fake wooden creature it was. The wings stay outright, but you cannot turn the wheel at all right now.
Okay.
That's your turn. Gage, you're stabilized. This robot has foamed you up. You're unconscious, but stabilized. The one that went to Gage has started walking slowly towards you, Teddy.
Fly me to the moon.
One of your brains was Frank Sinatra, so that's perfect.
Nice. I just start to like sort of dance with one of the robots.
All right, you get a little.
Actually, maybe I don't know. Teddy's just lost.
Okay, you get a little groove going with one of these robots as it walks towards, and it sort of is moving towards the steering wheel, giving you.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't. Yes. You say that doesn't work?
Telling it doesn't work now.
The robotic the robot. Fuck! I said it. The robot looks at you. Two little eyes built into the colanders scan you up and down.
Stop undressing me like that.
And then it pushes you aside and takes over the steering wheel. Its hands flip into themselves, and you see it kind of plugs itself into the steering wheel. As it does, the mast ejects out. You can see that it turns into a large, long sail that seems to basically guide itself independently. The wings on the side rotate up and down a little bit to sort of get a feel of it, and you start banking to the right as the steering wheel is moved by this robot creature. You start banking up and left away from Luskan itself.
Teddy sits down and just looks at his hands for 7 hours?
7 hours. Perfect. Okay. You guys come to after about 4 hours. These robots take Gage and Joe downstairs. You can follow them and inspect them if you like. One of the robots has resigned to piloting this ship. The other two have taken them downstairs, stabilized them, and have medical devices ready to go. You guys stabilize after about 4 hours. There's a lot of stuff in this boat, Teddy, but we'll skip to you guys waking up.
Did we die?
Wait, what did I miss?
Hey.
Oh, Teddy.
Hey.
What's going on? How long were we out for?
What happened?
Ah, man.
Is everything okay? You sound upset.
Well, yeah, whatever.
What?
Are we?
Did we do something wrong?
Did we fall badly? The last thing I remember was there was a demon. We were flying.
I think I want to go home now.
Me too, man, actually. I gotta tell you, I think we may have gotten well in over our heads.
You're hurtling through the air at speed, but you have banked away and turned from the moon trajectory. We can't copy everything from Adventure Zone. That was just where you were pointed as you bounced off the shoreline to get a bit of air, but you're actually cruising at a very, very high altitude right now.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
You seem to be like the 4 hours have passed. You're stably hurtling through the air.
Excellent.
So we're under. Is there any windows or anything?
You can go above deck and you get a beautiful nighttime. Oh, well, it's probably just peaking on morning now.
I guess we're at front. I just say, yeah, we're going to something.
Why? How did? But what? When? For how much? How much are we going there for? Like an adventure, or are there like bells we have to ding, ghosts we have to dong?
Where's Dory? Did Dory make it?
Dory! I call out to Dory.
That's my go-to thing, but
as you call out, one of these gangly metallic objects sort of clanks into the room.
Dory, what happened to you?
Whoa!
It looks around with a vacant colander face at you, Gage, and then you, Joe, comes over to some medical supplies and holds out 2 pills.
My God above, we've died and gone to technological heaven.
These guys did things to you when you were asleep.
I look at Teddy.
And I mean, I just think I'm going to sit down and look at my hands again.
All right. They did take Dory to a different room to these two. You know which one it is, but you've just been looking at your hands.
Yeah.
Are you taking the offered pills?
The what, sorry?
He offered you some pills.
Are they for all of us, or?
Yeah, he's offering 2 to Gage right now.
No, thank you, metallic creature. What is this?
There's no response. Just the hand extends a little bit further towards your face.
I'll take them.
Yep. All right. It goes back to the tray, gets 2 more, and holds them to Joe.
I put out my tongue like I'm accepting the Eucharist.
Yep. The hand hovers over your face and then drops them into your mouth.
You swallow them.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. I'll do the same. So that's what you meant to do.
Give yours back to me like, putting my own like a loser.
All right. This monster of man metal feeds you like a baby bird. And they make you feel a little bit better, like the headache sort of subsides, your stomach stops being in constant agony.
I feel a little bit better.
But not a lot better. These aren't sensory beads. So, the ship in itself, it's morning now. You're all feeling pretty worse for wear. And there seems to be the rush of air above you. Down here on the main deck, below you, there's a low vibration, and the floor itself is actually quite warm to walk on. Gage, you have been through the wars and back. So we're going to do a little bit of bookkeeping as you guys have just swallowed these pills. The first thing that's happened is you lost half your body mass. You also aged 10 years. Now, I would like Gage and Teddy to roll a D100.
I'm good at that.
Sorry, not Teddy. Gage and Joe. This is your lingering injury for being knocked unconscious.
Lingerie.
I got 28.
I got 83.
You, Joe, are suffering from tinnitus. Do you have a constant ringing in your ears? If you are trying to listen for something, you have disadvantage on that check.
Awesome.
And what did you roll, sorry, Gage?
83. And how much HP do I lose from?
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, 1 per level. Gage, you have a very, very bad internal injury.
Hit me.
All right. Whenever you attempt an action in combat, you must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you lose your action and can't use reactions until the start of your next turn.
Jesus. Every what? Every attack or
yes,
action?
Yes. The only thing is it's just broken ribs, so the DC is only 10.
Okay.
So you've got a DC 10 on every action you take now, or you lose it.
What strength was it?
No, con.
Sorry.
You know that stat I just tanked for you.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. Okay. So you guys are aboard this boat. You're moving and walking about. The automatons
Teddy's not
moving about. That makes sense.
You're not sure if he's blinking either.
He's just gone completely vacant.
He's looking at his hand.
Looking at his hands. What did I do? Very good. You're not being accosted by these robots. A quick cursory glance leads you to believe that they sort of have jobs. One of them seems to stay on the second deck with you at most times. There's one manning the wheel and sort of steering it. It doesn't require personing the wheel. My mistake. It doesn't seem to require a lot of turning at this stage, but it is still sort of plugged into the wheel in its entirety, just with this vacant gaze off into the distance. So, what would we like to do? Is there anything in particular you'd like to do?
Can I ask the robots anything?
Of course you can.
Where is this ship heading?
Okay, so the robot grabs your hand and starts walking you towards the back of the ship, which is where they took Dory originally. Opens the door up and you can see a captain's cabin here. A large table in the center has a map of Faerun pinned in. The robot, in the corner of the room, you see a dwarf-like body with a white sheet over it.
Can I investigate that?
Yes, you can. It's Dory, and he seems to be dead.
How seems to be? How much?
Roll me a medicine check.
10.
I say he dead.
Oh,
he dead, fool. He's dead. He's dead. He died. He failed all of his saving throws.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He would have been saved, but Teddy knocked the robots over.
Oh, button smashing.
Yeah.
Has he got, like, first of all, his eyelids open?
Yes.
No, his eyeballs are open.
His eyeballs are open and his eyelids are open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I first of all close them?
Yes, very respectful.
Does he have, like, the keys to the ship on him still or anything? Like, he wasn't planning on passing away, so.
No, well, he gave Gage a copy of the keys to the ship.
Cool.
Yeah. But he doesn't currently. They are actually, he turned the ship on when he got to the steering wheel.
Cool.
Yep. On his person, he's got some empty pouches that had all his effects on him. You can see he's got that stun baton. He's also got stun knuckles.
Oh, can I please help myself to either of those?
Yeah, you can totally.
Okay, cool.
You notice now his armor being torn to shreds by the bird, burning on the back. It's covered in like charcoal or something. It's like, it seems to be he's covered in soot.
Right.
And it's almost like ornamentally done.
Yeah, he's a prissy boy with his activated charcoals. And
Yeah,
all that,
exactly.
so that's clearing his skin up.
Yep. Outside of that, he does
I give
have...
him like a half raspberry. I'm like,
I thought you meant like a raspberry on his belly.
oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Like, you like this dead guy.
I lift up the sheet.
Yes.
We'll check if he's really dead. Nobody can resist.
Yep, he's dead, right?
Yep.
You get stun knuckle dusters and a stun baton if you want them. If you want to loot this dead dwarf.
Yeah, I put them in my pocket, but then like kick my leg like it's still on. I don't do that. It's just me. I look around at the robot and see if he...
The robot is pointing onto a place on the map.
Oh. I go over and have a look at that place on the map.
The map ornately described, it has the Sword Coast of Faerun, many, many famous cities that we'll edit in post in. But the robot is pointing to a small island just off Cholt called Lantan. Lantan is the place that the schematics were made in.
Yeah, I
and
remember
where Dory wanted to go. That's where the robot is pointing. The robot, after the robot sees that you've seen where it is pointing, goes to a desk and pulls out a piece of paper and then holds it to you.
I investigate the piece of paper.
It says crew registration form.
I take the paper off of the robot.
Yes. And
I fold it up.
Yep.
And put it in my pocket.
The robot turns around, goes to the desk, and pulls out another piece of paper and holds it towards you.
Thank you. I do the same thing.
Okay. This continues for eternity.
So once all my pockets are filled,
Yep.
I go, all right, let me find the other guys. Can you take me to the rest of my crew and we can talk about it as a group?
All right. Where's Gage? What was Gage doing during this paper filling expedition?
Just idly checking out the mechanics of the robots, I guess.
All right. It's like things you've never seen before. They're not powered by magic like a regular golem. You can actually see on the back of them, they've got a little exhaust pipe that seems to be spewing a small amount of heated smoke. The inner workings seem to be based off clockworks and electricity and coal power.
Fascinating.
You've never seen a machine run like this before. They move with a sort of grace that would be expected of a golem. And you see, studying them, they're based off basic programming. They have a couple of jobs that they do. The one that's hanging around the second deck seems to be quartermaster. The one on the, obviously, piloting the ship. You can gather that one. And there is another one that Teddy mentioned that you haven't seen yet. And Teddy may or may not have told you there's one below deck on the bottom deck.
Below deck.
Below deck. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just continue writing notes in my notepad.
Teddy, how are the hands?
Investigation check.
Yep.
I rolled a 12.
Yep. Is that plus your minuses?
They're minus.
Yeah. They are still in front of you. 5 fingers apiece.
Yep.
Good to go.
Nice.
All right. After that all plays out, the main robot, not the main robot, the quartermaster robot gathers you all into one space, probably where Teddy is sitting down as it's difficult to move him. And you see the crew registration form has, it's actually quite a hefty form. It's got a lot of pages to it, clauses and disclaimers.
My pants and pockets and shirt are filled with.
Yeah. Yes.
Guys, I think these robots want us to join their crews.
Crew.
Not cruise.
Cruise. Read it as cruise.
Yeah.
Cruise registration. But hey.
It has the crew positions there of captain, first mate, and then cabin boy. And then there's...
Can I ask, is the robot still there?
The robot is standing over you, holding out a...
can I be like, can my friends have a copy of...
The robot pushes a writing implement into your hand.
Oh, thank God!
and then like grabs your hand and goes to like and dots.
Hey, whoa!
Dots each three of the areas and then points to you three.
Aha. Well, this one's all marked now, so we should probably.
It runs to the captain's crew and grabs another one and hands it to you, and then scrunches that one up and eats it.
I'm sure you guys can tell what I've been doing all afternoon. My paper just falling out of my. Can I read it? Is there any particular like legalese on it, or is it
there's
just
so much legalese on it.
Okay, my God.
Any damage done to the persons involved on the ship are liable for the ship, in the ship, and around the ship. Signing this document would basically mean you are bound to this ship and any of its doings.
How legal? Like, do I know much about contract law here in Faerun?
Yeah.
Like, if I sign this Karn, Khan, like, is it going to be tracked down to me? Is it going to be like, it doesn't matter what you wrote, you signed it?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh.
Oy.
19.
Scouring through the documents, you see that it is one of the later pages explains that you would be taking over the deceased captain's roles on the ship for a what's the word? What's when you're on a rental?
Yeah. I cross all of those out and I say each crew member will get an additional 200 GP, and then I hand it back to the robot and go, these are our counter documents.
The robot takes the piece of paper, scrunches it up and eats it, and then runs.
I cross out the same bit on like another form that I have in my pen.
Okay.
Cross it out. Plus 150 GP and give it to the robot.
Hands it to the robot. You'll never guess. Scrunches it up and eats it. Was this in front of the robot?
In front of everybody, yes.
Okay.
This all seems pretty legit, except there is a clause in it saying that we'd take over being the captain, yada, yada, yada.
No. It's a periodic captaincy if the previous captain it dies in action, is killed in action.
Was the previous captain Dowie?
The robot bows up and down, nodding yes.
And we'd have to be captain until somebody kills us.
The robot shakes its head no and points at the clause and says, until return to Lantern's dockmaster.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Can step in for captain.
Have you got a pen, robot?
It holds out 3 different pens.
What was your name? Can you write it down so we can call you by your name? Or
you see the
trying to make him the captain?
No.
To sign.
Yes. Could you just write it?
It's like that's really devious.
Friggin' M now. Oh my God.
You see that the robot, the gears inside start whirring quite quickly, and it sort of moves. Its head cocks to the left a little bit.
Oh no!
And then it the colander head shakes a little bit, and then it seizes down, it powers down a little bit, and it shrugs both of its shoulders and takes the pen and writes name ? And hands it back.
That's a good one. Name? Nice to meet you. Name?
It holds out its hand and shakes yours.
Pleasure.
I hold out my hand.
It shakes yours.
Ooh, can I do an investigation? I want to do an investigation on that hand.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I'm not proficient anymore.
No, that was a once-off.
Just 10.
10? It doesn't look like your hand.
Interesting.
You, after does it shake your hand, Teddy?
Well, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
Just having a good old look.
Oh, okay. You hear it in a really cackly voice say, name.
It can talk.
Interesting.
Name.
Yes, that's your name.
Name.
Are you a butler or a servant?
It grabs that piece of paper again and writes Gunner Quartermaster. Gunner. Gunner.
Oh, so you're defensive type.
Yeah, no shit.
It nods
It's quite defensive.
nods its little colander up and down.
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Joe. This is Gage, and this is Teddy, who I'm sure you've already met. We're very sad to hear about your captain's passing. We only knew him for a day or two, but he was one of the finest dwarves we've ever met. I nearly said man, and then I was like, no, that is wrong. He's not a man. He's a dwarf.
The name just shrugs.
Oh, well. So yeah, are you just like a function of the ship? Or are you like, if you wanted, could you work on other ships? Could you go out and start a, Apple store? like a fruit store? Or are you just like, basically the GPS of this ship here?
You see it nod, it nods, it shakes its head, and then it nods.
Cool. All right. So if we sign this document, have you got a list of like functions that we would be able to do, or are we just, babysitting this ship back home?
It nods its head.
Have you ever wanted to own a ship?
It shakes its head.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat. I like slap his shoulder.
You see the gears start turning. Ha, 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 ha.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that again.
Oh.
Hey, oh.
Getting on name. All right. Do we all three of us have to sign it? That's where these bits you've...
The colander nods up and down.
I'm feeling pretty, like, literally, I'm thinking, what could go wrong?
Yeah, no.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'm happy to sign these binding contracts with a robot that, barely says anything.
Yeah,
I've had a flick through them.
Look at these.
Ooh.
Look at these, Joe.
Where did you get those? I look at them.
Look at my hands.
Oh, no. So, why are you showing me this, Teddy?
You all right?
Fascinating.
Oh, boy.
Can I make a big show of signing my name?
Yep.
But I want to do it with like about a half centimeter between the pencil and the thing.
I'm confused. Like, you don't actually want to sign it?
Correct.
Okay.
I just like to.
Yep.
I hand it to Gabe,
So you do
do that one as well.
Yeah.
I'll attempt to copy it.
Okay.
I'll copy Joe's exact signature.
Yeah. But lack of signature. There's actually no pen to paper, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
little
right.
gap so I can pretend to.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, here you go. You also
Okay.
sign it. Oh, yes, everyone. Yes, signing well. And Teddy.
What does Teddy do? Teddy just looks at his hands as the paper drops to the ground.
I said, don't worry, I'll sign for Teddy. And I fold it up. And I'm like, here you go, robot. That should all be accounted for.
Can you make
the captain's
Can you make a sleight of hand check?
But out of character, Teddy's the captain, right?
Yes. 12. Yes, 12.
12? Okay. The robot known as Name takes the piece of paper, slots it inside his chest cavity. It sort of compresses down, and then it bows and walks out.
All right, cool. Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to be captain, Teddy, it's all yours. Mm-hmm. Would you like to be captain of the vessel?
Gage, check this shit out.
What am I looking at here? Hands and fingers. Yes.
Look.
Okay.
I might take over captain duties.
Yeah, that's probably best. Yeah. Well, let's onward and forward.
Can I go up to the top deck?
Yes, we can actually
Not below
just
deck, but
the top deck. Yes, I've got. So it's judging by most people's understanding of how fast you're traveling and where you're going. It's going to take about a week to get there. So
I thought you meant to the top deck. I was like, how big is
massive? Yes,
Yeah.
it's a week of solid climbing. No, to get to Lantan. So you're hurtling through the air in a basically. Very few things can do this for this amount of time. You've already been traveling for an entire day, and you're judging your wind speed. The robot on the top deck has a little bit of information on its back that you can see on some kind of display screen that says time of arrival to Lantan, and it will take you exactly a week to get there from here. So you've kind of got free reign of the boat right now.
Nice.
So as you're just sort of pottering about, there's a few things that you notice. One of them is that there's yesterday's Luskan newspaper sitting on the captain's table as well, which has some quite interesting information. Who was captain? Just so I know.
I'm happy to take it. I'll wear the hat.
Okay.
What were the options again?
Cabin boy, captain, and first mate.
We already know who's psychologically damaged. So we can just... But that might be taking out the fun out of it, though. If the cabin boy's pre-psychologically damaged.
Yeah. Build him up to break him down again.
I think we've found our cabin boy.
I use some of the newspaper to mop up any juices. That
All right. As you're mopping up Teddy's brain fluid, you notice that there's quite an interesting article on the page that has just soaked up some grey matter.
Oh wait, no, it's brain.
It has an article about one of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep is putting up your old orphanage for sale for 20,000 gold pieces. They've defaulted on their taxes, and therefore the property is being transferred over to the Masked Lords to mitigate the problem.
Something I had to do.
It's going up for sale in 2 months' time. Directly below that is another article that says of the great revival of the fighting arena in Waterdeep. A man by the name of Arthur Cromwell has created a school of wrestling and is holding the grand opening fight. The winning team is to receive 20,000 gold pieces. The opening night is in 1.5 months.
This gives me an idea. I'm going to sue that Arthur kid for stealing my wrestling school. I'm so mad. Wait a minute. I've had another idea. I say, guys, hey, look at this. And I sort of hold out or ring out the newspaper.
Oh, yes. Printed words.
No, look, read them. They're selling my orphanage, which is horrible news. So that's not the most important part, but look,
pricey.
Just slightly down below, there's a wrestling competition at the old wrestling school where I wrestled. Yeah, you remember.
I remember Arthur, yes.
Just to clarify, there was never a wrestling school.
No, there was the arenas that I used to fight at. One of the kids that started a wrestling school.
Yes.
Not a child, an 80-year-old guard.
It was because he was, okay. This old man that is a big fan of mine has created a wrestling school. And they're having a first grand opening tournament, which apparently, hold on, I think any team can sign up for. You just have to, open to any team that can come and they will win the amount of money. So I'm thinking if is this anywhere near Luskan?
No, it's where you started in Waterdeep. But you do know that with this ship, you could basically get anywhere in the world really quickly.
Well, I mean, seeing as it's a little bit off in the future, maybe we could, still pop into Lantan.
Oh, absolutely. We should go to Lantan. Yes. I didn't think we had the time. I wanted to.
I got to tell you, I was a little scared. I was
sorry.
Man, that would be a great place to go to. Anyway.
Teddy, which one's this accelerate button here?
It's this one. He hits number 70.
70. All right. Both the wings on the side fold into the ship and you start... The robot that's plugged in as a pilot instantly shoots it back out. The colander swivels at 90 degrees directly at you, cold black eyes staring at you, and then it shakes its head slowly. So over the week, you guys can, if there's anything you want to like investigate it long term, I know there's a couple of things that, like last time we practiced sliding on your grease. You were making your spear do loop-de-loops.
Yes, all of these came in so handy.
They might. Gage, I think, mended the tent inside Teddy's cane.
Yes, he did.
So we've got another round of that. And basically, if there's anything you want to spend your time on the voyage doing, think of it now. We're going to have a couple more story moments. Mm-hmm. As the week goes on, Teddy, the robot named Name comes to you and you hear a dot matrix printer and a piece of paper is erupting out of the body of the robot. Ew. And you see printed on it is a picture of your uncle Gorval. The printer comes out with his neck first and then his face, and then at the top it says DNA match. It says Gorval Tullius, and the residence is in Lantan.
That means nothing to Teddy, but he's very excited about getting a picture.
Yes, you have
his uncle.
You have a picture of your uncle. Yep, I suppose he doesn't know what DNA is.
And I guess I'll show these guys. Look at this.
Whoa!
Uncle.
Where did you get that from?
Unky Gorval.
Unky Gorval, nice.
Great name.
Hey, Teddy. Says he's in Lantan. Do you want to pop in and say hello?
Well, where's that?
It's where we're heading.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you get along with your uncle, right? He's a cool dude.
He is the coolest.
Well, then, yeah, let's stop and say hey. I mean, we don't have much to do at Lantan so far. We're just...
Yes. Yes. Can I find... Can I look for that gun that made the big sound?
Yeah. Dory's gun? Yeah. You can. Sorry, that was actually also there when you rummaged through his body. I forgot about that.
I left it there.
Okay, perfect. It's still there.
I'll take it.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Can I
Teddy with a gun.
Okay, so I want to, I guess as my, practicing.
Fuck. Yeah?
I want to practice using it. And also doing, basically, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's like there's a twinkle missing from Teddy's eye.
Oh, jeez.
And like, I want to do the the scene from like Taxi Driver where he's like, "You looking at me?" And he's like trying to do the like, in the mirror. Like,
Name the quartermaster robot. Every time, have you fired it?
Probably just over the edge.
Yeah, not at anybody. And whenever you fire it, you fire at the moon. Whenever you fire it, Name the quartermaster robot comes up and reloads the gun for you, and you see his hands work deftly, and it takes a very small amount of time for him to reload it, and then he hands it back to you.
Blah blah, motherfucker.
So we've entered the dark timeline. All right. You over the week, you learn how to use this thing, and you have proficiency with gun.
Yes.
Teddy's got a gun.
I guess it'd be a dex weapon, right?
Yes, it would be. Gage, about halfway through the trip, can you roll a D100 for me first?
Yeah.
8.
Oh, that's so good.
Don't like that.
All right, Gage. The first thing that happens is you receive a sending spell.
Oh.
Now, I need your help, and we can edit this out. How do you pronounce your master's name?
Oh,
Vacheron or Vacheron?
Vacheron.
Vacheron.
Yep.
You receive a sending spell from Vacheron.
Holy shit.
It is staticky, It is patchy and chaotic. Your pocket watch erupts in noise, and you hear, "Guys! Help! Guys!
Master? Can you hear me?
Help!" The pocket watch dims down. As it does, it erupts in wild magic, and you are transported to a different plane.
Come on.
Boop.
Do we hear those sounds at all?
Yeah, you hear sort of screaming and yelling coming from the room, and then boop, as Gage, you start plummeting so you teleport into a different plane, and I'm going to pick this at somewhat random. Okay, that's handy. You're in the plane of fire, and you start in the air because that's, you're in an airship, so it makes sense that you'd start up, and you just start falling down. This is the hottest place you've ever been in. Looking down, you can see these giant lakes of fire and lava. Elementals made entirely of flame seem to be just sort of sloth-like walking across. All of them look up at you. They give you a big flaming wave as you plummet down into the sky.
Hello.
You are making
They're all making like bullshit chatty about the weather, like, hot enough for you. It gets so hot here in the summer. I don't know why I don't move. Just that sort of inane. Anyway, sorry.
You fall through the sky of fire. You are joined by flaming meteorites, and you are heading directly towards a lake of lava. As you fall down, you wink back into existence about 3 feet off your bed and fall onto it with a thud. You are sweating a cold sweat. You have just been literally dragged through another plane, and you heard your master speak through the pocket watch, and it caused a very violent wild magic surge.
Wow.
Some would say so violent that I was able to manipulate the roll after you did it.
Jeez. Well, Joe? Teddy? You guys
Gage,
still here?
we can hear you. Teddy, be careful. He could be anywhere. He's invisible.
No.
Look out.
No.
He could be a spider anywhere.
I'm not. I'm actually here.
There you are. I see you now. Sorry.
But I
We
wasn't.
heard you.
Yeah. No,
I have my gun drawn.
Holy shit! Where'd you get that? Anyway, I think I was just sent to another plane briefly because I was falling through essentially a furnace, and suddenly I'm back here again. But I'm pretty sure my master was trying to communicate through my pocket watch to me. Which,
What do you mean putting in that coffee, Gage?
Oh, no, it sounds
I know
crazy.
we've got a week
crazy.
like off the job, but come on, man.
No, but I swear I heard it. His voice came through the pocket watch, and
Have you still got the watch on you?
let me check. Yes, still there.
Is there any way, like, you can trace the call, I guess? Or, like, can you communicate
Yes,
backwards?
is there a 101?
Have you tried winding it backwards? Or I don't know.
What if we put the stone? If we attach the stone, we get the stone. We attach that to the pocket
Yes,
watch.
Mackie's
stone.
Mm-hmm.
Attach it to the pocket.
You don't have Mackie Stone. Sorry, brah. You also don't have a Lister's Stone.
That's-
Well, not that that's useful.
Teddy jumps off the boat.
Okay.
No. It's the final straw.
I'll just start speaking into my pocket watch, being
Okay.
like, "Hello, Macaron, Master?"
with the rest of the trip's little bit of research, you concoct an idea that if a spell can get in, there's probably a way to get a spell out. You're not exactly sure how yet, but it has confirmed some theories that your master and possibly your workshop has been sucked into this mini plane of limbo that exists inside the pocket watch itself.
I gotta tell you, Gage, if that's really what happened, that sounds like somewhere we don't ever want to go. That sounds absolutely hot. I mean, it literally sounds like hell.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go back there myself. But
this is going to be a tough sell.
But I feel like I am obligated to save my master because it was my fault for leaving
you and
him.
your obligations.
I know. I'm a stickler. But
that much is true, my friend. That much I know of you.
It's a tricky one. Look, but it confirms the theory that this pocket watch actually can communicate with another person. So I think I'm going to try to work on that and see if I can get through to him.
Absolutely.
Get back to my master somehow. And obviously, I don't expect you guys to jump on into another world.
I'm keen. Where you go, I go. I'll help you out. I mean, I think it's a dumb idea and it's totally a bummer.
Yeah.
But it sounds real dangerous. But, man, I'm here for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I mean, if I can't find you guys anymore, this gun's going straight in my mouth.
Let's take a step back.
I mean, yeah, we just sort of look at Teddy. Oh man, yeah, don't do that. That's going to leave a lot of mess.
Yeah. No, friends don't kill each other in front of the
others. Just shooting up everybody. It's cool, guys. We'll be friends as ghosts. We'll just, I've got it all gamed out.
Now we'll be friends forever.
No, Teddy. I'm imagining like a magnum, like just a stupidly large gun. Sorry. I put my hand into the middle of like the circle.
Yeah, as do I.
Oh, good.
Once again,
gun in.
I'll take my hand back.
Stop my hand out. Put my hand in.
Yay!
Okay, you three put your hand in and cheer upwards.
Oh, you guys.
Bring it in, name.
This feels so good.
Please stop waving that around.
Yeah, no, you've been quite connected with that machine.
I love it.
I didn't make this.
Hey, how's it going with that thing? Have you been learning how to shoot it and operate it?
Oh, yeah. Haven't you heard?
I absolutely have. How's the training going, though? I mean, like, are you getting better or?
Look around for a target.
There's a lone can sitting on the windowsill of the captain's cabin.
Hey, can you hit that can over there on the windowsill of the captain's cabin?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
That would be a dirty 20.
Ooh, wonderful, yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, that's...
Feeling increasingly unsafe.
Did not think that you'd be able to do that. That was incredible, Teddy.
Hey, Teddy, if you like big bangy things and projectiles, how about check this cannon out the back of the boat here?
Previously I would have thought that'd be a horrible idea, but I mean, like, I'm convinced.
At least, we're a little bit safe. This is not a mobile killing device, so...
It can only point straight down into the decks of the ship.
That is what I said.
What could go wrong?
The nearby avian population is severely reduced as Teddy becomes acquainted with both cannon and pistol.
I don't know. I think Teddy hasn't... I don't think you'd aim at any animals yet.
Yeah, fair enough. No, just people.
People, yeah, probably. Not animals. Yeah.
Oh, just what a lovely character turn. I'm so thrilled because, yes, of course.
It keeps you on your toes. Let me tell you that.
Felt so helpless, but now.
Just as a side note, I put up, we have our own cabins or whatever.
Yeah, you've each got your own room. I should have mentioned
I put
that.
up my picture of Gorval right next to the head of,
Alistair?
yeah. On the mantle. So I've got the head and I've
yeah.
got the goggles.
Yeah, a grotesque
It's
display.
probably getting a bit rotten.
A little manky. The name has come through and stopped the bleeding of the head because Name was getting sick of having to mop up the blood. There still is the pilot robot and another robot that emerges from below deck every now and again, covered in soot and ash. Every
engineer?
Yes, an engineer down the bottom. You can follow him down and you see like a labyrinth of pipes and inner workings. An enormous furnace engine roars away down here, powering the whole ship. There's lots of these tubes that you can see. Some of them are filled with some kind of fuel. Some of them seem to be transportation of liquids and or bullets around the place. All in all, clockwork and steam seem to operate this ship.
Take more notes on that, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty easy for you to pick up kind of what's happening, but the really specific details are very difficult and intricate. You can't just pick it up instantly. You get an idea that like, okay, shoveling coal into this thing powers it, but there's a lot of external factors, battery packs and stuff like that. It starts to, can you roll me an investigation check?
Oh, natural 20.
So
20.
Clean 20.
A clean 20. It gives you the idea. There's these battery packs hanging along the wall, and you remember that when you statically charged Teddy, he mentioned that he got smarter.
That's right.
But it kept dissipating really quickly. And it gives you the idea if you were able to get one of these into Teddy's brain, you might be able to power it at certain intervals. Right now, the technology does not exist, but whatever these battery packs are doing...
but maybe we could just put one inside him.
But if there was a way to hold a charge inside Teddy's brain, you reckon that you could spark that same intelligence as before.
It's alive! I'm literally...
Yeah, you are. I'll definitely make some illustrations, little, blueprints of the future of that, I guess. You get ready to be upgraded in the near future, Teddy.
All right.
Ooh.
Teddy's got a brand new brain.
I mean, it's got to go like in his brain. It's not just in his person, right?
Oh, yes. Maybe.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Yeah.
I think the current just went through me last time from
like a hot curry. The boat sails beautifully and easily through the air towards Lantan. The sun sets in the background with all three of you having a new lease on life. Some of them positive, some of them dangerous. As the sun sets, we see a shop front. It's very, very early morning. A sign out the front says bakery.
Oh no.
Of course. Oh.
The door unlocked. A small light is illuminated at this very ungodly hour in the morning. We see a little old lady sitting at her counter shop, stroking a cat. Behind her, there's 3 perfectly prepped stations, full with flour, water, oats, sugar, and an oven primed and ready to go. Sheets of recipes and instructions are pinned on corkboards hanging from the wall. She sits in this large pillowed chair, looking at the door, stroking this old lazy cat. She looks at the clock as it strikes 5 a.m. and says, "Soon? Whiskers, they'll be here soon." The cat meows, stretches out its back, and then slides off the old lady's lap like honey off a spoon. The old lady watches as the cat walks out of the bakery, nudges the door open, and the bell rings. The old lady spins, looks back at the 3 stations, and says, "Soon?" The bell quickly erupts and jerks again and rings. She spins in her chair, her eyes wild with excitement. But it's not who she expected. A large shark-headed man wearing a tan striped singlet and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm glances at her, holds up a picture of Teddy, and the scene goes black.